So, wishing everyone a very happy Independence Day. Let's start and let's see. Let's do a quick analysis की going forward next week and especially next कुछ एक दो सेशंस में कौन कौन से ऐसे स्टॉक्स हैं जिसमें हम अपना इंटरेस्ट रखेंगे और जिसको हम अच्छे से एक्टिवली मॉनिटर करेंगे. So going forward we can see there is a huge positive momentum in TCS and Tata Consumer. So definitely ये दो स्टॉक्स और हमने टाटा कंज्यूमर पे हमने बहुत सारे ट्रेड लिए थे इवन from morning, and this is also true for TCS. हमने ट्रेड लिए थे and then we closed at good profit and then it went much higher and it closed higher, लेकिन I am happy with my closing of my positions. But going forward there is more momentum in this particular these two counters, and so we should also be tracking HCLTECH, which closed at all-time high. So from the looks of it, this definitely looks good, and this is also true for Wipro, which also closed at all-time high. And so but from a trend perspective, HCLTECH and TCS definitely looks a strong candidate. Similarly, going forward, DABUR is a very good reversal candidate. You can see it has been in a downturn and then it got a very good support at 580 and then it was able to move forward. Going forward, DABUR is definitely one of the candidates which should be in your radar. And so is Tata Steel. Tata Steel got a support at 1400 levels, and going forward it's very near to its all-time high, and maybe we will be seeing some quick moves in the coming sessions. Bharti Airtel also a very good move, but the problem with and LT also, we traded LT in the morning, and you can see this is definitely तब हमने सुबह 10:30 बजे बोला था कि this is definitely going to breach the all-time high, and this is exactly what it happened, and it went towards the levels of 1680. So going forward, these are few of the stocks which are looking really good. Torrent Pharma is definitely one of the candles. ये आपको you have to keep this in your radar, and I think going forward Torrent Pharma will try to breach the levels of 3000, or this is also a sort of a candle, sort of a trade just like DABUR, जिसमें मैं reversal play करना चाहूँगा at the opening. Metropolis we have already discussed, and Reliance also is trying to move past 2150 levels. So if Reliance is able to move and break 2150, the next is 2180 levels, and that is an interesting level जहाँ पे जाके शायद Reliance को कुछ resistance मिले. But from the looks of it, you see that this is a very good structure. अगर आप ये highs join करते हो, so it's a very good cup and handle formation which will come, and then eventually Reliance will move, and with Reliance the whole of Nifty will move. But the problem is अगर Reliance move की, then most of the other large cap stocks won't move, and so this is also something जो मैं in the last 3-4 महीने में मैं अपना जो स्टडी है उसमें मैं देखा हूँ कि जब भी रिलायंस मूव करती है, बेसिकली इट्स all the other stocks जो भी हेवी वेट्स हैं, they actually stop moving. And so HDFC बैंक ने जो इतनी अच्छी एक मूव दी, so maybe it will start lingering at 1500 levels. Or Bajaj Auto is also one of a very good very good candidates जो अच्छी reversal दी है. We have to see if it is able to move past 3900, and then if it is 3900 के ऊपर अगर closing आए, this will be a very good long trade जिसमें मैं interested हूँगा. Metropolis हमने already discuss किया है. Metropolis में अगर ये level breach होती है, then it will try its and it will continue going towards 2500 from here. Coromandel is also sort of trying to reverse from these levels, so it got a support at 800. If it is able to maintain this level of 800, then going forward the levels of 860 and then 900 would be immediate resistance. Aarti Industries ये भी एक अच्छी trade दिख रही है, and I actually have some positions in Aarti Industries right now. So going forward I would be very much adding more positions as and when it closes above 950. Infi is also at all-time high, you can see, and it is just like others, TCS in HCLTECH. But going forward we have to see क्योंकि इसमें momentum थोड़ी सी नहीं है compared to TCS and HCLTECH which we saw earlier. So अगर यहाँ पे थोड़ी भी अगर weakness आती है, so that might be a good buying opportunity अगर आप उसमें IT में अभी आप घुसना चाहते हो. So that if you are interested, you can do that. ITC also corrected, and now it's trying to get a level support at 210 levels. Bosch we have already discussed. LTTS is stuck in a very good tight box. Whenever it goes below 3600, there's a buying comes in, so definitely keep LTTS for a breakout, and this is a very good candidate for breakout क्योंकि ये 3800 has been acting like a good resistance, or 3600 is acting like a good support. State Bank of India is also gave us a closing. हमने State Bank of India पे explicitly technical analysis किया है on Friday. You will find that in my channel, and that will actually handle all your queries which you have for State Bank of India. What would be the next target, और going forward इसमें क्या आ सकती है, and if else अगर ये यहाँ से breakdown की तो किस level में support आएगी. Everything is discussed over in that video. Jubilant Food is also stuck in a box between 3600 and 3800, so if it is able to break and close above 3800, then this would be going towards 4000 levels. And also Divi's Lab is also stuck in a box since multiple sessions, so this is also we are also waiting for a breakout trade in Divi's Lab. Titan is also in a box, you can see, and then going forward we might be able to see some movement. Nestle India भी एक box में है, it broke and then immediately it entered the box, and right now we have to see if it is able to move past the levels of 18,300, then eventually 18,600 would be level. Indiabulls Housing Finance is at 250 levels, and here you can see that it's trying to get a support at these particular levels, and if it is able to move and close above these levels of 270, then maybe it will again try to go towards the levels of 290 and 300. Havells is also stuck in a box, and it's getting narrower every time it comes towards 1200. इसमें हमने trade लिया था, and from there it went towards 1250 on this particular session, where we closed our positions at 1253, and then again हमने इस दिन कुछ किया नहीं, so we are still waiting. It seems like the trend is getting weaker, जो uptrend है, and so maybe it will try to come towards 1200 in the next few sessions. इंडिगो इट लुक्स गुड, तो इसमें एक बहुत अच्छी एक बेस फॉर्मेशन हुई है सिंस मल्टीपल सेशंस, एंड नाउ इट्स ट्राइंग टू मूव अप. ये जैसे मूव की, इट फेस्ड रेजिस्टेंस एंड देन इट इमीडिएटली करेक्टेड, एंड दिस वाज वन ऑफ द ट्रेड्स व्हिच वी टुक. So we have to see if it is able to close above 1700 levels in the short term. ICICI Bank is also dancing between the levels of 700 and 710. So there's not much we can do, so we have to wait for if it is correct towards 680, that would be a good buying opportunity, or if it breaks 720, that would also be a good buying opportunity. McDowell, this is a very typical structure where the size of the candles at the up is going is getting smaller, so any weakness below 650 will drag the stocks towards the levels of 620 and then eventually 600. ACC is also trying to move past 2300. It has been in a downfall since last 6-7 sessions, and now it's trying to move, but from the looks of it, if it is unable to hold this levels of 2250, there will be more weakness in ACC. Pidilite is also one of the stocks जो ये एक पोल और ये फ्लैग फॉर्म करके अभी ये ऊपर जाने की कोशिश कर रही है. Try to PI Industries, sorry, and try to see if it is able to move past 3200. That would give more momentum to this particular stock. McDowell we already discussed, and IOC is also stuck between 102 and 105, so a crude based play hai. BEL, this is looking like a very good short candidate, or this was exactly one of the reversal candidates जो हमने discuss किया था. And going forward, if it is unable to BEL, if it is unable to hold the levels of 170, it will immediately correct towards 160. ये बहुत अच्छी एक short trade आने वाली है, and so keep BEL on the short side. On the long side, it will face resistance at 180 levels, so you can plan your trade accordingly. Muthoot Finance also is trying to get a support at 1400 levels, and it is trying to move, but again from the size of the candles, it seems like there is a buying interest at 1400. We have to see if it is able to maintain the level of 1400. Hindustan Unilever is making high lows and it's moving towards 2400. You can see this is a very typical structure. So agar ye is levels of 2350 agar breach karti hai, this will again immediately correct. 2370 breach karti hai, this will immediately correct towards 2350 and there will be more weakness to follow. SCOS has been inching higher, और I think this is actually one of the trades जो हमको अच्छी opportunity दे सकती है. So SCOS have been making high lows and high highs in few of the sessions, and this is definitely looks like it's going towards 1360 in the short term, or in the medium term or short term it will try to definitely go towards 1320 levels. Tata Motors also gave closing above multi-session low. So इसमें multi sessions में it was stuck in a box, and now it gave a closing near 310 levels. And going forward, अगर ये level maintain होती है, and if the levels of 318 are breached, हमने Tata Motors की हमने analysis की थी 1 month ago, वो analysis अभी भी valid है, and you can find that full analysis in my channel. So उसमें आपको all the levels of interest and all the targets they are still the same, so they will it will be helpful for you if you are interested. PVR, it seems like there is some profit booking from higher levels, but at least there is buying from 1400 levels, so we have to also keep PVR in our radar. UBL is trying to make some smaller candles, and from the looks of it, it might be that it reverses if the levels of 1400 are not breached. And UBL has also faced some resistance at 1500 levels, so, and we have already discussed UBL in a previous video. वो वीडियो में आपको analysis मिल जाएगी. PEL is one of the best structures जिसमें आप easily आँख बंद करके trade कर सकते हो, and definitely की PEL on the long side अगर ये levels of 2800 अगर ये निकाल पाई, and right now it's at 2724 levels, so 2750 levels के ऊपर में आप इसको track करना start करो, and then going forward the levels of 3000 should be in your immediate horizon, which is also all time high for PEL. AU Bank is also one of the trades जिसको मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि आप ये इसको track करो. I've been making positions on this one, and in the last session I was talking that AU Bank is one of the candidates जो which is giving a closing, making high highs, high lows, so making any dip if it comes towards this 1280 and 1260 is a buy for me, at least for now. UPL is also after the round turn, it formed a right round base, and right now it's trying to move past. So we have to see if UPL is able to hold this levels of 770 780, and अगर 800 के ऊपर ये move करती है, this will be a good trade for 850. Similarly, M&M we have to track closing above 800. ICICI Prudential Life is very near its all-time high, right now stuck in a range. If it gives a closing above the levels of 680, then the levels of 700 would be in the vicinity. हमने कोल पैल और श्री सीमेंट पहले ही हमने डिस्कस कर लिया था. अपोलो टायर इज़ ऑलरेडी स्टक इन अ बॉक्स. हमने इस दिन रिवर्सल कैंडिडेट के लिए इसको इस पे डिस्कशन की थी, एंड देन ऑन थर्सडे इट रिवर्स्ड एंड इट एंटर्ड 220, एंड फ्रॉम देयर राइट नाउ इट्स वेरी नियर टू 230, विच इज़ द range bound trade for Apollo Tire. Similarly is Adani Port. Adani Port is also looking good. अगर ये 700 levels maintain कर पाती है, going forward it will try to move towards 750, and this might be a good trade. On the lower side, you can keep 686 as your support, and then if it corrects towards 686, और अगर 686 के below closing होती है, then it won't be possible for Adani Ports to follow the momentum. जब तक 686 maintain होती है, this will try to go upward. Lupin we have already discussed in the earlier video. Ultrachem also discussed. Indus Tower is not of interest until and unless this particular candle is devoured and a closing happens above that. ONGC is 115 118 के box में है. Kotak Bank is also trying to maintain near this levels of 1800, and so every time a dip comes in, you can see the follow-up buying comes in. IGL is also a counter which is looking weak, and maybe if it is able to hold the levels of 525 520, then इसमें कुछ chances हैं, and theoretically the very good entry point for IGL is 505. अगर वो 505 में आती है, try to make some sick positions and then eventually try to book out at 540 and 550 levels, because this has been in a box since weeks. Maruti is, we have already discussed. Amaraja battery also posted its result and it looks good. So if the levels of 740 are breached on the higher side, maybe Amaraja battery will go towards the levels of 790 and or 800, and so this might be a good trade for you to monitor. Bajaj Finserv is stuck in a range between 14,000 and 14,500. Naukri is also, you see, this is a huge buying interest which comes from 5200. ये इस दिन हमने trade किया था, and from there it went towards 5470 levels on the next two sessions, and going forward we can see more strength if the levels of 5400 are not breached. From the looks of it, it seems like it will try to go towards 5400 and below 5400, near about 5350. वहाँ पे अगर buying आती है, so that would be a good opportunity to enter. Tech Mahindra also gave us a good move, just like other big IT companies. Sun Pharma has been in a very tight small range, and it seems like अगर ये 800 के ऊपर breakout देती है, this will take it towards 820 in the very short term. एंड नवीन फ्लोरिन ये एक बॉक्स में है बिटवीन, हमने नवीन फ्लोरिन की इस दिन में हमने ट्रेड किया था, and the reason was it was in a very tight consolidation, and so we closed, and now you can see it's again following the same pattern. Maybe it will dip towards 3500, और वहाँ पे अगर बाइंग आई तो that would be a good candidate. Marico we already discussed in the previous video, वो वीडियो आपको अपर राइट हैंड कॉर्नर में मिल जाएगी, जहाँ पे हमने वीक स्टॉक्स को एक साथ डिस्कस किया है. ऑल्सो JSW Steel is stuck between 750 and the levels of 700. LTI is also one of the counters which is inching towards the level of 5000, so any dip which comes towards 4800 is a good buy for a short term target of 5000. And Balakrishna Industries we have already discussed. Hero Moto is facing resistance at 2800 levels. Going forward, it seems like there is more weakness, and if it is unable to hold the levels of 2750, it will correct towards 2800. Coal India we have already discussed in the previous video. Also Nam India we have discussed. Federal Bank is basically stuck between 85 में ही वो dance कर रही है. It goes towards 90, and from there it always tries to correct and get some support at 85 levels. Similarly, RBL Bank we have already discussed. MFSL is also one of the counters जो नीचे से buying आती है, and it's trying to breach this level of 1111, और ये अगर breach हुई then it will go towards new all-time high, and this is also one of the counters जो मैं actively monitor कर रहा हूँ. It dips towards 1050, a buying comes, and actually you see it was in a downtrend. Immediately this is a very bullish structure, and then there was a follow-up, and now it's trying to make some minor moves, but going forward अगर ये 1110 level से breach होती है, then there can be a new all-time high in the vicinity. Berger Paint we have already discussed. Canara Bank 150 and 160 में stuck. TVS Motor also trying to get some support from 550 levels. Sun TV we have already discussed. Sale 130 में इसको buying आती है, and 136 140 regions में इसको इसकी resistance है for now, and then until and unless it's able to move past 140, so there's not much we can expect. From the looks of it, it seems like at least in the next session it will try to move towards 140 from here. And Pidilite we have already discussed. NTPC is also in a box 120 and 115. Bhel is trying to get a support at 55. हमने इसको last week में हमने एक market watch में we discussed about reversal from 55, and here there was a very minute buying came in, so it's not able to sustain this levels of 57 at least. So अगर level of 55 is breached, it will correct towards 50 levels. HDFC Life is stuck between 660 and 680, and so for me HDFC Life अगर 700 के ऊपर closing देती है, then only I would be interested. Till then it will just try to consolidate in that range. NTPC is also, we have already discussed, 115 120. Emphasis, it seems like the trend is getting weaker. LIC Housing Finance is trying to get a support at 400, but from the looks of it, if it is not able to maintain this levels of 390, then eventually there will be more weakness going forward. Aramco Cement looks weak, and it seems like since it was unable to breach close above 1000 levels, there will be more weakness. GMR Infra, exactly. So in the GMR Infra, we can see it's stuck between 29 and 28, and it seems from the look of it that there is more weakness going to come in. Any closing below 28 would be bad for the short term, and then theoretically it can come towards 28. Whenever it's trying to move up, you can see there are this upper wicks which come in, which actually suggests there is profit booking, or at least shorts are getting created at 28.5 levels. But we have to see it posted its result, and so maybe the move, if it is able to hold the levels of 28 and gives a breakout over 29, then the levels of 30 and eventually 32, it would be in the vicinity. Godrej Consumer is also between this particular box. MGL 1150 say until and unless 1200 के ऊपर MGL जाती है, I won't be interested. Bandhan Bank we have already discussed, Manappuram we have already discussed. Bajaj Finance 6200 पे ही ये डांस करेगी, और just like Asian Paints अगर कभी दिखे, Asian Paints 3000 में ही डांस करेगी. This is how it is. इंडियन होटल 150 और 140 के बीच में है. जब भी डिप आती है बाइंग आती है, बट इट इज़ अनएबल टू मूव पास्ट 148 levels. Gujarat Gas, after a downturn, it seems like there is more strength. अगर Gujarat Gas 750 के ऊपर move करती है, so it will try to go towards a new all-time high. Coforge is also looking weak. This is a very typical structure जहाँ पे Coforge अगर 5000 के ऊपर नहीं जाके closing देती है, very soon there will be more weakness which will drive it towards 4500. Concord is also stuck between this 50 rupees range of 650 and 700. Godrej Properties 1500 में इसको support मिल रही है. I think going forward it will be stuck between 1500 and 1600 levels. This is also true for Zeal. I think हमने Zeal को हमने discuss किया था on this particular day that this is a very good short candidate, and from 200 levels it corrected towards 180. Now हमारा 180 ही target था. अगर if it is unable to hold the level of 178, then eventually it will correct towards 160. So you can see that from a very मुझे बहुत सारे लोग ऐसे Zeal और Sun TV के बारे में पूछते हैं. One of the things which I want to tell you is these are few of the companies, few sector जो market में चलती है नहीं, and no matter what news comes in, maybe there is a 1 or 2 day bullishness in the stock, and there are a lot of buying interest, but eventually it all fizzles out. और वो आप Sun TV के structure में भी देखोगे. So I suggest that you should always play with the market sentiment. It's not about the company is good or bad, or posted good results or bad results. It's just that you have to have people who are willing to participate in the trade. The more trade happens, the more this particular stocks will move, and so this is exactly the reason why I would suggest to at least for the short term to keep away from the media index, all this Zeal and Sun TV and these things, because no matter what, these stocks are not moving. Just like Biocon is a very wonderful company, and definitely one of the long-term investors in this company are never going to regret, at least from what it looks like right now. But you can see the stock is not moving, and similarly like ITC also. So there are a few stocks which won't move because of the market sentiment, because people don't want to participate. So either you can buy in dips and in small quantities and hold it in your long-term portfolio, or what you can do right now is just avoid these and try to play the momentum in the stocks where people are more interested in, just like say IRCTC. Right, IRCTC split aa rahi hai, there's a lot of buying interest, lot of trading happening, so you would be able to make some money. 2600 seems like a very good support, but going forward, since the result of split is already out, I think it will try to open at 2800, and from there it will try to correct. Eventually after the split we will be interested to enter again, and then we would see how we can make money in that trade. टिल देन हमें देखना होगा ये 2600 या 2500 में इसको बाइंग सपोर्ट मिलती है, और अगर कोई ऐसी डिप आके ऐसी बाइंग होके क्लोजिंग होती है, एंड देन देयर इज अ गैप अप ओपनिंग. सो दीज आर वेरी गुड स्ट्रक्चर्स फॉर ट्रेड. National LM also, it seems like going forward there's going to be more weakness, and if it is unable to hold the levels of 80, it will correct immediately towards 75 and 70. Exide Industries हमने discuss किया, it's a very good short candidate, and this was also discussed when last 2 weeks when this particular 180 में थी, and then a breakdown came between on this particular day, and from there you can see it corrected, and it's still it seems like the correction is not over. Britannia, it seems like the uptrend is getting weaker, and so unable to hold 3500 won't be a good news for the stock. Motherson Sumi, we already discussed. Glenmark discussed. HDFC MC try to track 3000 above closing, and if not, then it will try to dip towards 2900, and from the looks of it, 2900 or 3000 के अंदर consolidate करेगी for some time. Shriram Transport Finance also looks weak, and if it breaks this level of 1270, so it will then correct towards 1200 levels. Cipla is also weak because ये 900 के below closing दी है, and then we have to see if there is any buying coming from 870 880 region. So in general, all of these big pharma names are not able to perform. You can see Cipla, Glenmark, और फिर बाद में आप Lupin, except Sun Pharma. Nothing of interest is looking in this pharma sector. Cadila is only one of the companies जो हमने ऊपर देखा है. We're just trying to give a reversal. Let's see here Cadila 550 में कुछ reversal आई है. So going forward we might be tracking this, but from a sectorial perspective, definitely these all looks very weak. Power Grid बहुत अच्छी मूव दी है, and after that it will consolidate, it will come towards 180. तब हमने एकदम जम के बाई करनी है. Power Grid should be in your short term radar. Torrent Pharma also stuck between 460 and 480, and so his PFC is dancing at 130. इसकी बहुत अच्छी strategy है, try to buy as low as possible and try to sell at 130. And ये बहुत अच्छी एक trading opportunity है for the short term. City Union Bank, you can see more weakness, और अगर ये 150 breach करती है, then there will be more weakness. NMDC is also, you can see this is a typical bearish structure. अगर 170 का breach करती है, there will be more weakness going towards 160 levels. L&T Finance Housing, हमने 90 levels से ही बोला था कि this will go towards 80. A good dip came, and now it seems like अगर ये 82 levels को maintain नहीं कर पाई, so it will correct towards the levels of 80 and 78. Dr. Reddy, we have already discussed. GAIL is also one of the candidates जो is on the verge of a breakout. If it is able to move past 155, then GAIL would be a good candidate, but in the past it has faced multiple resistance at these 152 levels, और ये अगर नहीं हुआ, and if it breaches the levels of 145, it will correct definitely towards 140. Trent, after a long time, was a good short trade. हमने इसको इस दिन पे ट्रेड किया था, and then on this day we closed our positions, so we were able to buy at these levels, and then because we identified it at 10:30 in the morning when this particular dip came, and then throughout the day it was able to recover and close above 900. It seems like it's going more towards 860 levels. Cholafin also is trying to maintain the level of 500. Agar 500 ke below closing eye, so it will immediately correct towards the levels of 480. Ashamoto is weak, and it will go towards 2500. M&M Finance is also stuck between 150 and 156. So you can see from 156 it immediately corrected towards 150. This was actually a good trade, thanks to Mr. S. Kumar, and he actually asked me about this one, and so I said 156 is a huge resistance. So when it came, it was kind of him to notify me, and from there I created shorts, and you can see it went towards 150. REC Limited is also weak, and from here अगर ये 150 के ऊपर closing नहीं देती है, so basically there will be more weakness. From the looks of it, it seems like this will definitely go towards 140. Granules is also dancing between 350 and 400. Idea is trying to get some support at 6 rupees. Page Industries and Auto Pharma are weak. Auto Pharma, if it is unable to move past 800, it seems like there's huge weakness. It's getting in trend, and maybe it will move towards 700, and so is Page Industries trying to get a support at 3100. अगर ये 3100 breach करती है, so it will go for 31,000, and so it will go for 30,000. So thanks a lot for listening. Of this video is going to give you some trading ideas. We have discussed all the important chart patterns which have formed, and so HDFC, you can see it's trying to inch towards higher highs, and maybe this is a very good candidate agar ye 2700 ko breach karti hai for 2800 targets. Hope this video is going to help you in taking your trade, and maybe going forward, this is going to be of help to you, because definitely these videos are helping me a lot for analyzing and for planning my next future trades. Thanks a lot for listening, and once again, happy Independence Day. Bye bye.